All right.
This is going to be so much fun.
I'm not ready. Okay.
So what can we do for can we mess up? Are you going to gonna be able to edit, or do we have to be really on
I don't know. Andy's
well
editing.
behaved?
Not me.
We did fine last time.
All right. Welcome back to the Truth Unplugged.
Hi.
This is our final season, or our
Final
season
episode of the
finale.
season.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't scare people.
Um,
This is where the magic happens, folks.
Yeah,
is
welcome
what
to
we
the
look like.
podcast room.
Yeah.
As if anybody who listens to this doesn't know what we look like already.
they might not know what I look like. I
No,
don't
we
know.
have a listener in Africa, don't we?
Africa,
true.
South America,
Europe.
Poland.
Do you
several
think
other
Do you think
places.
the listener in Europe is just Father Gorov though?
Nope.
He would never admit it.
Wait, so you went Africa, South America, then Poland. So you
It
did
doesn't give me.
continent,
It doesn't
continent.
give me the statistics of which place in South America for whatever reason,
I
or
see.
Africa. I don't know if that's
They
like
probably only have one Wi-Fi tower. That's probably
Yeah.
why.
Anyway,
Is he allowed to say that?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm really nervous to film this episode,
How'd
and
you sleep? How'd you sleep last night?
not well. Actually, I went to sleep at
Look
9.
at all of these lovely sauces we're going to be sampling.
We have 10 sauces here
Oh, yeah.
in front of us.
I've been
and
dreading this for about a month.
Some
I'm going to
good-
enjoy the first 5 to 6.
What's your favorite name on here?
Oh, certainly Fat Cat Gourmet, Chairman Meow's Revenge.
Yeah,
That's,
the Chairman
so
Meow. That's
stereotypical.
good.
that's
of you.
kind of why I bought this pack. There were a few different ones. I wanted to make sure we got a different pack from last year. Apparently, Da Bomb and the last or final experience are always in every pack, but this one, that one's not fun. You're gonna hate your life after that one.
The last 3 I know for sure are going to suck so bad.
Number 9 might have a little flavor, but I doubt it because it's going to be so hot.
You
You're
won't be able
lying
to
to
taste it.
yourself.
You won't be able to taste it after all the
Saying
other
that-
ones.
Yeah.
Any of these have flavor.
So one of the things that we learned last year was that, you get to a certain point and you're like, okay, there's no way that my nerves and my tongue are going to be able to process something hotter than what they're already processing. I'm just burnt out. But they can.
They do.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Especially when the Scoville number doubles on the last 2. So
Yeah.
you think that the number 9 is like what hell's going to be like. And then
this is just hell
doubled.
for
It more than
you.
doubles. It nearly does it triple?
we go from 700,000 Scoville
to 2.7 million.
to 2.7 million. Okay, yeah, so almost triples.
That is triple.
And for context, guys, this is
1700.
only 1,700. This is like your Texas Pete buffalo wing sauce sort of stuff. 1,700 to 2,693,000.
That's great.
So anyway,
Scoville.
as you can tell, they're really excited for this episode.
I just can't wait to.
I have heard Scoville more in my life in the past 2 weeks than I ever have before. So
I want to see if you're going to make it through.
I'm
That's-
not. We,
Yeah.
we know that I'm not.
no.
we
we're
were
gonna-
going to have
you've got to. You
we
have
were going to have a nurse or a paramedic on standby.
We have the AED in the corner.
Yeah.
So
And Nicole's monitoring her heart rate on her watch, I think.
what's your heart rate right now?
It is.
Let's see what it is.
82.
82. Okay. All right. 82. So let's see if we can get up to 160.
How do I check my heart
Oh my
rate?
gosh, no. So anyway, happy Easter. We're glad you're listening. Thanks for hanging with us all season. Pope Francis died.
He did. God rest him. We're in a weird transition period. We're in the Easter octave right now. Although when you're listening to this, we won't be in the Easter octave, but we're in the Easter octave now, and Pope Francis has passed. So we're in this really difficult spot as a church where we're celebrating the resurrection of the Lord, and our Holy Father has just passed. So we're gonna have to let.
Yeah,
the
so
Holy
it's kind
Spirit
of
sort that out.
mourning and rejoicing in the resurrection, mourning the loss of the Holy Father, but also hoping in the resurrection
Yeah,
of our Lord that we'll all be united.
yeah. I mean, this is the way the world works, right?
Yep.
So, but anyway, so let's get into these things.
Yeah, I
here,
can't
because
wait.
This is going to take a while.
Well,
The first ones are usually
I
good.
do want to say this episode is going to be a little different than our usual podcast episodes. We're not going to discuss a main theme question. We're just going to go with 10 questions that you guys wanted to throw at us.
So they're like our 10. They're like
So
rapid
it's-
fire kind of questions.
kind of right. We'll just answer them.
You're going to
so
want to stop talking about five sauces in there. So
you think I'm going to make it to 5?
yes, you have
No,
to.
You
I'm
don't have a
not.
choice.
Not.
Nicole, I'm not going to do any more than you do. When you quit, I'm done.
Okay. Well,
You can't
just-
quit. What if Jesus quit?
I can't do
Yeah,
this.
we wouldn't be celebrating Easter, that's for sure.
No.
All right. You know what? Let's just start.
Don't ruin
Okay,
Easter.
I can't wait.
Let's
'cause
start.
The first ones
Get
are
some
actually
chicken.
good.
So here we have the Hot Ones Classic. This is so just for context. This is a total ripoff. Thank you to the host of Hot Ones. The total ripoff of the show Hot Ones, very popular show. I would recommend you go and watch it. It's hot wings with hot questions, and he interviews celebrities with these packs of sauces, and we're just kind of emulating his show there. So I want to plug that and say thanks for his creative genius.
That is if we're allowed to.
You know what they say?
Well-
Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Flattery, exactly. So, but anyway, so this is the classic that they start with, and it's gonna be fine. This one's not.
It's going to taste good. We ready?
That's as much toothpaste.
Look, I
as
got
That
use.
is not.
Look, I gotta
really. You're gonna have a high dentist bill then. Come on, keep going.
Okay,
Here we go.
that's
Don't
enough
chew
for
into
me.
the microphone.
Okay. So our first question is, what is your first memory of your co-hosts?
That's good.
So
That's not bad.
while you guys are chewing,
Put some more on if it's not bad.
the first memory I have of Nicole, I don't know if this can insult her or not. First memory I have of Nicole is on a sports field up in Dahlonega, and I had met Adrian for the first time. I know I had spent time with Nicole before, but in terms of like a locked in memory, because I know I knew you before, because the only reason I paid attention to the fact that I was meeting Adrian for the first time is because he was your fiance. So obviously I had met you, but that memory, and we were all out there. We were having a good time. It was all the missionaries from Hidden Lake, and we were all out on this field, like doing a picnic or a Frisbee or something. You got to be careful setting that down there, buddy.
Yeah, apparently.
You're gonna break the class. So yeah, so that was my first memory of you. Anyways, I can't. I don't remember.
Remember your
ever
first
meeting.
memory? Father Tim?
I don't think we've ever met before.
We met. So I was accepted to the seminarian program during my freshman year in college when I was at Berry, and I was already planning to spend a summer in Honduras as a missionary. So I didn't get to know the seminarians over the summer, which is kind of normally the way that it works. So I think it was, gosh, I probably met the other seminarians during the year, maybe like home at Christmas or the Chrism Mass. And then the following summer at the Eucharistic Congress was when I really probably first started meeting everybody. And I remember thinking, like, he looked like a skinhead. And he was really intense, like more intense than now.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
I think my first memory of Father Michael was when you were preaching at St. Luke's, and I think you had just arrived, and we had a different priest before you, I remember, and your preaching style, we were just all like, wow, this guy, I'm excited to go to daily mass now.
Very, very different from the predecessor.
Yes. And then Father Tim, I think the first thing it was at UGA. I think it's the first time I remember you. And you were hanging out with some acquaintances of mine. And somebody mentioned that you were the cat priest. And I was like,
Can I have that
okay.
bottle?
The cat priest. That's so freaky.
Did I bring my cats down?
Do you
Was it
remember
at the
meeting
Catholic Center? The first memory I have of meeting you was at Hidden Lake. I think it was for a UGA
Oh,
retreat.
where I was working.
Yeah, you were working and you were
Yeah.
like, can you get Father Paul to answer his emails? And I was like, if there's a way to get Father Paul Moreau to answer his emails faster that you know about, I would love to hear it.
I remember that time. Ugh,
that all
okay,
I
what's
get?
this?
So this one is
Double comfort
this
food,
one's seeing double. 100% of profits.
We're jumping from
That doesn't
1700
sound
to
good.
6200.
Don't say that to
Okay.
me.
I didn't say Scoville.
Scoville.
Okay, I guess
Scoville.
we
That's
just
this one
do
here.
it.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
You
What's
put so
what's
much
the
sauce
question?
on this.
Yeah, I'm going to start saucing yours because
What?
you chickened out last time.
Our second question. What is your favorite spicy food or pepper?
What is my favorite spicy food?
It might be the sauce.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
It's good.
I like General Tso's. That's good stuff.
It's not spicy.
I like Thai food a lot. So I usually just ask them to make their food, whatever I happen to be ordering, Thai spicy. Sometimes, not all the time, because you don't always want to have to fight your food to eat it. But when I'm in the mood, I get Thai food super, super, super spicy.
Chips and salsa are also good. My folks in Dalton,
What's her name?
Juanita. Juanita makes a salsa that it'll beat your brains out, and you just can't stop eating it.
Can I have a paper towel?
Yeah.
Can you add a
Please.
thank you?
Are you getting there? You can't be getting there. This is only number 2.
No, I'm fine.
About to prep number 3.
That wasn't spicy. I don't have a favorite spicy food. I think it's all bad. But maybe kimchi.
Oh, well, you're in luck.
Really?
Yeah, you are.
You're in luck because sauce number 3
Is fermented
Mark's
kimchi.
fermented kimchi. I won't tell you this go.
Oh, actually, Adrian makes a hot sauce from the habaneros grown in our garden, which is really good. It's his green. It's like a habanero poblano blend, and it's really good. My favorite.
No more?
Yeah.
Why'd you give me so much?
That's not so much. That's normal.
Does Stella ever
told-
go out in the garden and eat, just like pull things out and eat them?
They used to, but since we grow like a lot of spicy peppers.
That's why I'm asking, because that would be hilarious. Like she comes in crying.
No, it's
like
not
remember the time
hilarious.
Zach picked up the jalapeno off the floor and ate it, and Ben and Bridget just couldn't.
Oh my god!
They couldn't console him.
He thought his world was ending for like 15 minutes. He thought his life was over.
I can't do that.
It was like when
okay.
the pigs got drunk in Animal Farm.
You ready for the next question?
Yeah. What's the next question? Go.
Is it true that people are born gay?
Way to leave that one hang.
Yeah.
Here we go. Good in it.
That's bad.
This is just like vinegar.
It tastes good. It's kimchi. So I don't think there's any.
It's so spicy.
It's not so spicy.
It doesn't. It's not.
You better suck it up, Buttercup.
Now I'm getting all 3 of them kind of mixed together here.
Oh, it's good. So I don't think anybody has resolved where an attraction to the same sex comes from, whether it's environmental or biological.
Yeah.
I mean, I am inclined to kind of see more social factors than anything, just in the time that I, spend with folks. And
Well, I think you
but
especially.
I don't have any like real qualification.
I think you especially see that as the number of Zennials that identify as LGBTQ
yeah, there's this
is up like
huge.
1,000,000% from previous generations. So I think there is certainly social influences, but in the end, it doesn't really matter because, like most disordered affections, we're called to recognize those as our cross.
Yeah,
and to
acknowledge them, know that you're not bad for them.
Yeah,
and sort of hold them up into the light of put them up against, in contrast to nature and divine law, and say, okay, well, what do I do with this? This is where I am. I know I am good. What do I do with this desire? Because we all have disordered desires, and we all have to deal with them kind of in the same way, which is either change the desire, which is ideal, right? And I mean, that's ultimately what we try to do in kind of conforming ourselves to God's will, is start to like what he likes. That's the ideal. But if we're not there and we like something that he doesn't like, and we know he doesn't like it, then what we've got going for us at that point is I'm just going to try not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I share my hot take on this?
Hot take. Go on.
You ready? I think that, well, and I don't have any qualification, right, to speak into this on what church she is or whatever, but I think some people probably are. And I think the rest of it is a modern misunderstanding of what love is and attraction is, and mistaking affection for one's friends for desire.
Yeah, so
and then being like led
imposing
into
some
that.
sort of sexual, like you're
Like,
projecting.
oh, you feel this way, therefore you are this.
Yeah.
Well, because people aren't allowed to love their friends anymore. Like friendship is so
exactly.
strained.
Exactly.
That's a good
And
insight.
I think, especially with teenagers and your hormones are wacky, that's a lot of sauce.
It's barbacoa. It's delicious.
This is going to taste good. Yeah.
To you, I just think that it's a really confusing time. And if you're told, like when you don't even know like what a crush is or like how to be friends with somebody, that, that feeling that you feel is romantic desire, that
Yeah,
You're
by
just gonna
your
be-
school teacher or
we had
your
the
counselor.
We had the question last week. When's too young to
when
start dating? And,
Yep.
What do you understand love as? But
So much sense.
yeah, so in the end, it doesn't really matter if you're born with the inclination or it develops or what. It's
I mean, I guess the only reason that question is relevant is if you're looking for a solution to avoid it in the first place, right? Which is fair, but I think more the practical answer is what do we do for and with folks who struggle in this way? Yeah.
Yeah, are people born
Yeah,
with the desire
and
to gossip?
ultimately
Or
we're
to
called
steal?
we're called to love people and respect the dignity of their humanness.
All right,
Yeah.
let's kick this
Okay.
off. I want to eat this one.
Yeah,
This
this
sauce is
barbacoa
gonna be
smells
good.
delicious.
This is Los Calientes.
This is great because I think this one's going to make
Has
me
anyone told you that
sweat.
your Spanish is really good?
Yeah, they have.
Has anyone ever told him that?
Do you pronounce that properly?
They must be lying.
So the next one, which is great, I'll sweat through this question while you ask it, or while you answer it. What is the hardest part of being a priest? Honestly, honestly is bolded.
Oh, it's like barbecue. Tastes like Sweet Baby Ray's.
So good. This is cooler than the last two.
A little smoky.
Hardest thing about being a priest.
Oh,
What's your answer,
kind
Nicole?
of like burns.
Yeah, what do you think it is, Nicole?
What do I think it is?
Yeah, what do you think the hardest thing about being a priest is?
Before I was friends with you, I thought it would be the loneliness, but now that I'm friends with you,
Do a little.
I think it's probably having to listen to everybody complain all the time. But that's more of a pastor thing.
Yeah, that one. It's difficult to listen to people complain about things about which they don't really know. I recently had somebody contact me and make an observation of my quirky personalities and say that, hey, maybe you need to tone that back down. And she kind of caged it and said, look, I know you and you know me, and I know that people are constantly like coming at you with stuff, and you don't have any, but I'm coming to you as someone that knows you. I said, no, I respect that. I said, it's when people that come to me and like they don't know who I am and they're just nasty.
Oh, you haven't even eaten that one yet.
Well, no, I ate half of it. I put more sauce on
Oh, okay.
than the other.
That's a good sauce.
But what's your real answer?
But like really the hardest part of being a priest is when people come to you and you know they want to change and you're like, here's what you need to do to change. You need to sell all that you have and give it to the poor and come and follow me.
Don't lie. You say you have to sell all you have and give it to me.
And then they just say, no, that's too hard. And they just go on living their life and they continue to move further and further away from Christ. That's the hardest part.
I think for me, it is how tied up the effectiveness of preaching the gospel is with personal, like your own personal life, your own personal moral life, right? I don't mean that I'm a particularly immoral person or anything, but like how many people start undermining their job or like their life's work if they're off the cuff rude to somebody by accident or whatever, like just how tied together I like the priest is with I like Jesus. And unfortunately, it shouldn't be that way.
Just like how much your humanness affects
your
people's
humanity
perception of the
and
church.
I always fail. I like to tell people like I will eventually disappoint you. Like you might like me now. Great. That's wonderful. I love that you like me. But I will eventually disappoint you. And that's just because I'm a human being and I'm imperfect. And people just don't believe that until they see it.
Yeah.
And then when they see it, they're surprised.
Yeah, because they put us on pedestals. But then sometimes it does end in a beautiful way, and there's like an opportunity for us to kind of hopefully exercise some humility and recognize, yeah, look, hey, I'm a sinner too, and
I told you that from the start.
I'm preaching to myself.
So we've got our next sauce here. Here it is. This is Father Tim's
Fat Cat Gourmet Chairman Meow Revenge.
Don't do that.
That's Father Michael's favorite
Please don't do
sound
that.
is meow.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Good Lord. If Frank doesn't stop.
Is it?
Did you put enough
how
sauce?
hot is
Did
it
you put enough
supposed to
sauce
be?
in there?
Mine. It's kind of like leaked into the chicken for me.
Chairman Meow is 54,000 Scoville.
Okay, I
So
feel
we're
like
up from
I'm doing okay.
1700 to
You're
You're
sweating.
doing fine. Of course I'm sweating.
He sweats if he eats black pepper.
My sweating does not indicate the heat of anything over black
All right,
pepper.
so since things are heating
this
up,
smells bad.
our number 5 features
Of
sneaking
course it smells
spice.
bad. It's cat food.
It's Trinidad scorpion peppers, so it's from your
From
people.
my mom's
Yeah,
people. Oh my gosh.
this
I can't
spot
do
is
it.
early in the lineup.
This is good.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't smell good. It smells like punishment. It smells, you know what? This is my issue with hot sauce.
Tastes a little bit like how cat pee smells.
When I was growing up,
Why would you say
my
that?
parents
Just to mess with
wanted
her.
me to stop lying. So they would, every time I lied, they would give me a spoonful of hot sauce.
So were you born a liar, or and did that work?
No, I was,
No, she still lies.
That's true.
lie?
I mean, that's like defects
She
reportable.
lies all the time.
well,
Have you discussed that in therapy?
no. All right, I'm going to ask the question now. Is it a sin to avoid answering questions about where my son's Catholic names come from?
I don't know.
It's an odd question. Who
I mean, like, what are they named? Are they named like
are
Augustine or?
or if they're named after like a mass murderer? Like at a certain point, you liked a mass murderer, and then you realize I shouldn't like mass murderers, but then you've already named your
Like
kid
Paul?
after them. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I here's the thing. I don't think you are obligated to answer a question, but you can't lie about it.
Right.
So you can't tell them a falsehood, but you can simply say, I'm not going to answer that. You can say, that's between me and me.
I
you know?
plead the fifth.
Yeah. I think that's a good lesson for like, anybody in a relationship with anybody at all. Like, just don't lie.
But also,
you can not answer a question.
I would question the motives of this questioner. A little tingly on the tongue, on the tip. I would question the motives. Why do you not want to share this answer? Are you ashamed of it? Are you trying to hide something? Or is this just like some creepy person that? But like, it could also be used as an opportunity for evangelization to say, "Oh yeah, I named him after this saint because this saint did this, and I like that." And I think that's something that we. Need
so this isn't like you're hiding it from your kid. Let's see.
I don't think so. But
Says,
I mean, like,
would
you
answer
name your
question
kid
about where your son's
Calixtus
name came from.
or Linus or
Cletus.
Cletus, Clement,
Cletus.
Sixtus, Cornelius, Cyprian, Lawrence, Chrysogonus.
any of the Chrysogonus, and people are gonna be like, so where'd that come from?
Yeah.
The Roman canon. Easy.
You're
This is
standing
an early Roman martyr.
You're standing in front of the Roman centurion, and he's like, "And why did you name your son?"
But so that's why it's important to pick Christian names for your children, not like weird pagan modern names.
That's right.
Like Raven,
Raven,
Cloud.
Raven, Apple.
apple, chrysanthemum.
So is the answer no? Don't lie. Or the
Well,
answer
don't
is
lie. Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to tell. You can just say, "I don't want to answer that question," and that might affect your relationship with that person because it might be your child asking that question, or it might be your, I don't know.
But I think that's something that's a good thing for all of us to be aware of. You don't have to answer a question. Like you might, again, there might be social consequences, but you don't have to answer a question.
What if it's a police officer that's pulled you over?
I mean, you still don't have to.
Is that a good idea not to?
The burning is not.
That
going
depends on
away.
what they're asking you.
Do you have any,
If they're asking you the origin of your name, then
Do you have any guns in your
You
car?
should probably
do you have an ID?
bazookas, grenades.
Are you a citizen?
Are you Catholic?
Well, no, not. I don't mean are you a citizen in the way that most people
Not a
have
sovereign
heard that. But yeah, I mean,
Just
like
Are you a
someone would say,
sovereign
"Oh yeah, I've
You
declared
can
myself
stop right
sovereign."
now. You're done.
Your face is done.
Your face is almost done.
No, it's not.
Okay, so
It's just the top of my mouth is like.
So what's your take?
So my daughter's name is Stella, which is a common dog's name, apparently. That's what I've heard. But the Teresa and Stella, I do get asked this question a lot, and it's I don't know. It's an opportunity for evangelization, but also sometimes I've noticed like it's just hard to get into the nitty gritty of the answer.
Yeah.
It's like oh, it's just Teresa's named after St. Teresa of Avila. And they're like, who's that? And then you're like, I don't have time for this conversation in the grocery line, you know?
I would love to answer. Why are people in the grocery line asking your children's names?
That's true.
Because they're with me. They're cute. They're like, what's your name? Teresa. I'm like, oh, I'm Teresa.
Do they have a
Oh.
mullet and a mustache and they're wearing a holy t-shirt?
No, they're all
And they've got like a white windowless van parked right outside.
No, they're like the cute little Publix teenage girls. And they're like, what's your name? And then it's like,
Ooh, I get a
where'd
chicken
that come
tender
from?
now.
Okay. I'm not
So
looking
this should
for
be good.
Pregunta numero 6.
This smells like Crime and Punishment.
It's actually not. It's actually Onima.
Il Mig.
And Onima is 71,000 Scoville. So what's our next question, Nicole, before
Okay.
while I bite into this?
Next question is, if you were Pope for a day and could make one change, what would it be?
Hope for a day.
Oh, I can't
It's a little inopportune to ask the question now.
I would move the Vatican to Havana permanently and say that
Oh my God.
no pope can change it back.
This one's the first one that's been really
gosh.
spicy.
Yeah, and the flavor is not good.
No, it's not great. Okay. I'm starting to remember why I never wanted to do this
Yeah,
again.
this is about where it gets to that point.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So my jumping off point for bad ideas here, it looks like is right at 70,000 Scoville. Anything below that is okay.
So, great first bad idea to have. What would you do for the pope for a day?
Yeah. Why not move it to Havana? That'd be great, wouldn't it? Although, I mean,
What are you saying about Havana?
There used to be this priest in seminary also that I always said if I were ever pope, the first thing I would do is laicize him because he was so mean to us.
Oh my word.
But now that I'm a priest and I don't think I'd do that because that's pretty awful. But yeah, that used to be our.
that's a bad idea, Nicole. Drinking that Wawa.
I can't. My mouth really hurts.
Look at that.
Oh, what would I change? Oh, I can't even think about this question.
Well, it's impossible for you to be pope, regardless of what that dumb movie says. It's driving me crazy the number of people that are like, "Oh, we should watch this movie so that we know about the conclave."
In light of our Holy Father's passing and the conclave that's imminent, please, y'all, do not go and watch that stupid movie under the same name. It is just very, very bad, and it's a total hit piece.
Yeah. Oh. So you don't know what you would do?
Can't wait for this
I
one.
can't think. What am I supposed to answer?
Really?
And
How are you going to do the outro? How are you going to do the outro with if you haven't gotten it?
I do recall last year
I would change. I would be if I were Pope, I would make a lot of decisions about who could be a bishop.
That's one of the many reasons why women can't be priests.
You mean the qualifications for somebody to be a bishop?
I'd be like, you need to quit your crap.
Ah, gotcha.
You're done.
You're done, so man.
You're canceled.
Cut that
You're
out.
done. But
So you would be not merciful, is what you're saying.
I think there's mercy. Why did you put so much on this chicken? I need help,
Nicole.
not more.
You just have to have one bite. You don't have to eat the whole chicken wing.
Okay, but I'm hungry. and the plain chicken helps with the spice.
So, was that your answer?
That's my answer.
So we're on to number 7, Black-Eyed Susan. Red flag.
Red flag.
Something about a pirate.
This is a red flag.
This is a red flag, Nicole.
I can see some big chunks of spice in there.
Okay, there's a big jump. We're making a big jump here.
What is the jump?
not a huge
I'll tell you.
jump.
I'll tell you after you. No, I'm going to tell you after.
It's not a huge
Go ahead and take a bite.
Okay, I have to have a brain to think of this question.
No, you just have to read.
Yeah.
What? Okay, question number 7. What do I say to my Protestant friend who I learned used to be Catholic but left the church?
Ooh, big question.
Oh, that is good.
You answer first. I'm going to eat this.
That is very good. Good flavor in there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's nice. What is
It's got some muscadine,
just
grape
gonna
juice,
do it.
and raspberries.
Raspberries.
Yeah, it's a
Raspberries
raspberry.
make it
Tone.
tasty.
It's a little spicy. Little spicy. So your Protestant friend,
my God.
what's your heart rate?
He just helped me. It's so hot. I don't know.
Just offer it up for the poor souls.
I'd like to remind you how much you were laughing at us last year when we were doing this the first time and you weren't doing any of that.
The water made it worse.
Yep,
I
it does
told you
that.
the water makes it worse.
Yeah, at this point, you want to not drink water. Right?
So
Don't drink water.
That's so hot.
So it is always sad when you hear that somebody that you've met and they're not living the fullness of the truth, and you think, okay, they're just not living the fullness of the truth yet. Maybe I can help bring them closer to the Lord in this church. But it is really quite a blow when you find out that they were once Catholic and they've apostatized and they've left the fullness of the truth for something inferior. I would simply remind them, or maybe not remind them, because maybe they left because they never really knew it in the first place.
Yeah, I would ask why did you leave?
Yeah,
like what happened?
And then try to share with them all the beauty that maybe they never knew of the church. Because nobody leaves the Catholic Church for intellectual, theological reasons. People leave for emotive reasons. People never come into the church for emotive reasons. Usually they come in for intellectual or theological reasons. So you can usually say, okay, what went badly for you? And maybe we can talk through that trauma. And after we talk through that trauma, then maybe you'll be able to see the theological consistency and the beauty of the Catholic Church again.
Yeah, often it comes down to
Nicole, could you stop?
Often it comes down
heavy
to
breathing
to
into
who
the-
are you living with that you're not supposed to be.
Yeah,
That's not a way you should necessarily phrase it to them, but that's often what the issue is.
I can't breathe.
no, but I think you're right, Father Tim. Start with the hey, tell me about why you left.
Yeah.
If you're-
What happened? Who, somehow you were, or you perceived that you were hurt by the church.
Yeah. Sometimes though,
Gosh, I've been hurt by the church all sorts of ways. and I'm still
sometimes
here.
though, the church, somebody is just lazy or apathetic and they don't want to love. This is not always the case, but this is just another reason why. And the church holds us to a high standard of loving God. And we're not always there all the time. And we can get tired. And if there's nobody there to help us live into that and live through that, then it can become overwhelming and we can quit. Right.
Yeah.
And then you leave, and then maybe somewhere down the line, a friend of yours is Catholic, says, hey, why aren't you Catholic anymore? And it maybe helps to bring you back. But I don't know. Yeah, that's getting hot.
What would you say, Nicole?
Sitting on the tongue.
Answer.
Repent.
Actually, it's going off what you said. People leave the church or are angry at the church because they don't feel heard, I think. And they don't have anyone to talk to.
Yeah.
And one thing I learned while I was
And
a
that's why they
missionary-
like the Protestant community.
Oh, yeah,
they
'cause
leave
there's
the Catholic Church because
There's people meeting them in the
community
parking lot with an umbrella. I would
Yep.
so love to have that, and I tell people that, but it's always like the ushers standing at the door, not paying attention, talking to each other, not opening the door, and then people come in and like, you're in my seat. I'm like, okay, well, welcome. Okay, that's
I need like a very small amount, or I am not going to be continuing.
You'll
I'm going to do my own. Actually,
no,
yeah.
no, I got you.
No, please don't.
Hold on. Where's my knife? I'm going to make a small.
My
piece
answer
for you.
is just love them, listen to them, hear them out, and then don't like run away from them.
Because what's the point of the church, anyways? Right? Is
Jesus journeyed
love
with everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, he walked alongside them. He invited them to walk
he
alongside
encountered
him.
the woman at the well. He
That's a
didn't.
frick ton of sauce.
Hold
Oh,
on. It's not a frick ton. It's a
it's a flip tongue.
My mouth is still burning.
milliflip.
Oh,
milliflip.
Your mouth is about to be burning in a way that you can't imagine.
I'm crying a little bit.
So go ahead and ask question number 8 before we take a bite of this.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die.
Oh yeah, you might.
I need
We all will.
So let's introduce this though. This sauce here is called the Bomb Evolution.
This is the one that you like rubbed in your eye last year. I
Yes,
think before we even started.
This one, it kind of gets us into a new category. It's not quite that. It's not that much hotter than the last one, but it gets us into like the new mean category of.
Because it doesn't have any flavor. It's just like
It's just hate. It's just hate.
What was the Scoville of the last one?
it was 126K.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one's only
Okay,
135.
that's
one's
my max.
135.
I can't go more than that.
No, you can because you're going to go in 35.
I can't.
You can.
I need a
Nicole,
new
you can
paper
do this.
towel.
You are going to make almost 3 million
Can I
Scovilles
please have
a
a
day.
new paper towel?
Sure, but we're doing.
I still feel bad from the last one, and that was like 5 minutes
you're going
ago.
to. It's fine.
Yeah, that's part of
This
it.
is all part of it.
You
We're
put your
doing this
hot-
for the people,
I had
Nicole.
sauce on my towel.
Yeah, do it for.
Speaking of the people,
The people
what's,
don't care.
What's the next question the people are asking? Numero 8.
Can you exercise your body to the point where it becomes an idol, but it is all for the glory of God?
Oh, no, you don't exercise your body for the glory of God. You exercise your body for you. Or like health
really?
is one thing.
I can't do that.
Is super hot. Let me finish this answer and I'll bite into it.
I can't do
Look, the trend that Christians have always taken is fasting, right? Would you stop that and just eat it? It's fasting. It's not, for this Lent, I'm going to get in shape. No. For this Lent, get out of shape. For this Lent, fast, lose something, right? Physical health is not a Christian virtue.
Well,
It's not.
there's something about, temple of the Holy Spirit.
That means don't have sex.
Temple of the Holy Spirit does not mean that you chase after physical health over moral virtue.
No, not over moral virtue, but you should, I think, take care of yourself and not be neglazy neglazy is what I just said.
A temple,
Lazy and neglectful. Okay, here we go.
a temple's where you offer sacrifice and burn incense. So eat meat and smoke.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
There's that one. There's the
that's
bomb.
a spicy meatball.
The bomb.
Yeah.
Nicole, you're doing great.
No, I can't.
Nicole, in 2 minutes, you're going to wish you were dead.
I do wish I was dead already.
No, you just
I would
wait.
be in heaven.
What was
Maybe
the question?
purgatory.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely think people exercise too much, and they Instagram themselves and they show off, and they go to the gym and they dress like they're are women of ill repute, and
Look, they have a
and then they video it, and then they're like, you turn your head, and they're like, oh my god, you're looking at me. I'm like, well, you should probably put some clothes on and stop filming yourself, ma'am.
That's true. Okay, we just need a minute here. This is where,
My head hurts.
I'm just right now. I'm so glad that my belly isn't full of yogurt and milk.
yeah. Because when this finally does wear off in like 10 minutes,
I'm gonna
Just
cry.
Nicole, remember you gave birth twice.
No, I would.
were you about to say you'd rather give
I
birth
don't
than do this?
I might. At least I had a nice epidural.
Okay. What's your answer there, Nicole?
Can you?
About the exercising, about pickleball.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can do something for the glory of God and it be an idol.
Wait a minute. What?
So it says, can you exercise your body to the point where it becomes an idol, but it is all for the glory of God? I think you can't have
You can't
this.
just say, that's like saying
You
no
can't say that.
offense and then saying something really offensive. You can't
You
just
can't
say for
say-
the glory of God and then do something disordered.
I do think you can 100% exercise your body to the point where it's an idol, but it can't be for the glory of God because,
Yeah, I mean, the two things are, that's
Those
why I'm
are-
confused by this question.
yeah, I don't well, I'm gonna wipe off this.
So what's the next question? This one's got stuff in it.
What is this? What are we eating?
This one's called
Tell me before.
Peppers Up.
High River, peppers up. Apollo peppers.
Here we go. On three, right?
One.
We're
two,
not doing
two,
this next year.
three.
3.
Woo. Oh my gosh, I'm going to regret that.
It's kind of sweet.
Before a wave of body burning spice washes over you.
What?
What's wrong with that one?
What is the one thing you think is keeping people from sainthood or holiness?
Sin. It says Apollo pepper, main ingredient, super hot sauce, flavor blast the mind, tart berries, brown sugar, yuzu, excite the palate before a wave of body burning spice washes over you. Has the wave come yet?
I don't know. Well, I'm going to answer this question before the wave comes. I think it is. I think it is a desire to be normal. It's a desire to be in the world, to do everything the world is doing, do the right sports, go to the right school, get the right job, not be unusual. Don't wear ashes on your head. Don't fast. Don't go to mass every day before you go to work.
So conform to the ways of the world.
Yeah, conforming to the way and conforming your desires, like training your desires to want to desire the worldly things and then struggle to deny them, rather than conforming your desire to be something after holiness, so that pursuing your desire is actually a good thing.
Has the wave hit you?
It's like
Ooh, there's something in the back of the throat starting now.
it's really slow and it's coming.
Yeah, this is
I don't know.
700,000.
So far that one actually has
one
reset my
tasted
mouth a
okay.
little bit.
Yeah, it seems less hot than the previous one,
It
even though
actually took away
it's,
some of the heat.
even though we just jumped
My
from
stomach
135
doesn't
to 700.
What do you think, Nicole?
What is the one thing you think keeping people from holiness? I think you answered in a great way. I also think that it's okay, now it's coming.
You only have one more and then you're done.
Okay, good.
It's called the final dab.
What am I saying? I can't think. This is
Thing that keeps
hurting.
people from holiness.
It's a lack of self-awareness.
Flat or a drum?
Flat.
People don't want to look at how, like, the reality of the state of their soul.
Okay, so
like a
taking
fear.
time to do an examination of
fear
conscience.
of
No, I think people are afraid of like who they really are, and that's why we see so many like numbing behaviors with like phone addiction and alcohol and whatever else. Oh wow, this.
But the truth,
Flat or drummy?
the truth will set you free.
Flat, but please don't put a lot on.
Traditionally, this one you have to do a little extra dab.
Yeah, this is the extra. This
No,
kicks-
please, that's so much. Oh my, no, Father Michael, I can't. Father Michael,
You have got this, Nicole. I believe in you.
Yeah. This is how you become a
I
saint.
don't feel well. No, I'm looking internally and I'm seeing that I don't need to eat this.
Yeah, you're like,
Wait,
okay.
what's your answer?
I said sin, but like, yeah, selfishness. I think it really all of us answered kind of the same way. It's just a fear.
Really, you said sin.
Yeah, that's what I said first, sin, and then I said kind of selfishness. But it all comes down to just not wanting to accept that God has a better will for us than what we in the world have for ourselves.
Here's the thing. I call our homeschool co-op, I call them a bunch of weirdos. Because they are. They're a bunch of weirdos. I love
they're
them.
striving to be
think-
holy.
I think they are doing exactly what people should be doing. And they're asking, they are trying to live intentionally. They are trying to live righteously. And they are trying to find their way in a world that is incredibly oppressive in terms of what it expects of you. They're trying to navigate their way through that in a way that preserves their relationship with the Lord and natural virtue. And I would rather be weird and, well, I say that, but I don't quite get there because
You're a little weird.
I try not to be totally weird. I'm a little weird, but I would rather be weird and virtuous, weird and righteous, weird and in heaven than totally normal in this world, looked up to, respected because of worldly values, and just not be a healthy, holy, happy human being.
Hmm.
So I think it's okay to be weird.
Do you know your own personal path to holiness? You think sainthood?
Mine's priesthood.
Do you see it? Like, can you see the end? You're like, okay, I got to get through all that to get there.
No, because I might end up in jail or martyred. Wouldn't that be great?
Martyred?
Or
Yeah.
I might just. I don't know.
This is a
I
hot
might-
take. I think martyrdom is kind of the easy way out.
Well, I don't know because
no,
I'm
you
not
can
sure.
say no. You
I-
can be
yeah,
like,
You can,
I'm not sure that.
but
I
it's
would have
one
the stones
instant
to
instead of
say
like
yes.
a
Unless they
whole
torture you.
lifetime.
Unless they fillet you.
yeah, or they cut the soles of your feet off and then make you walk across
Or
broken
gnaw-
glass.
I didn't
gnaw
say-
on your fingers.
Okay, you're right. I'm thinking more of like the instance.
And all you have to do
in
is just
maybe
say
the
no.
Middle East where somebody runs into a church and is like, "Bow
Allahu
now, or I'm
Akbar.
going to shoot you."
That's not martyrdom.
Well,
That's a confessor. There's a difference between a martyr and a confessor. A confessor is a person dying practicing the faith, who dies while they're practicing the faith. They die because they're living in that moment practicing the faith. A martyr is one who
Really?
says, "Renounce the Lord, or I will kill you," and you say no because I love Jesus more.
I did not know that. I thought confessors were
use the-
people that love confession.
No, they're the people who hear confession.
No, so
So like in the, like the,
if you're
what is
reading
it?
if you're reading in the Lives of the Saints or something, and it says confessor,
Yeah. Or
it doesn't mean that they are a confessor.
Liturgy of the Hours.
Sure.
They're like, this person was a priest and a confessor.
Yes.
I'm like, I bet he was a confessor. He was a priest.
Yeah,
But
no,
no, that makes sense.
Yeah. So for example, Martin de Porres. Martin de Porres is our fingers falling off guy.
No,
He's from
Isaac
Peru.
Jogues.
Isaac Jokes.
Yeah, and John DeBravo.
No. Who's our? Sorry. Who's our leper?
Damien.
Damien Malachi. He was not a martyr. But he was a confessor, right? Because he died because of where the Lord called him to. But if you're killed for the faith, intentionally killed for the faith, you're a martyr. Okay, what's our last question? Because I want to eat this thing and
Yeah, I
then
want
be
to get
done.
this over with.
Wait, what are we eating? Show the camera.
Okay, this
The last dab. This is the
This is horrible.
Yeah,
Is
this
the
is just.
mammalians?
Now, what did you do? Did you cheat?
No, I
She pulled
did
some skin off.
pull the skin off.
Give-
I don't know where it
Give it
went.
here. Give it here. You got it.
No, I'm fine. It has it on the whole other side.
Just for
I don't want to die.
Okay, here we go. All right, what's the next?
Okay.
What's the question?
The final question. If you were voting in the papal conclave, who would you vote for?
Ah, okay.
Well, see, it has to be any male who's baptized. Those are the.
Oh yeah. Any male. So eligible people that you can vote for. Any male that's baptized. Even if they're married, apparently. Okay, I can't. I'm so scared.
Ah,
Yep.
that's hot.
Yep.
That tastes terrible.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't even have good flavor.
No, I don't think it's supposed to.
What do you think?
I don't know.
It's creeping up.
Who would I vote for?
Not too bad. Actually, not as bad as I remember it. No, it's not as bad as I remember it being last year.
Holy
This guy reset me here. This peppers up. Really kind of.
We just went from 700,000 to 2.
Or maybe I'm dead and
that might
I
be
just
it.
don't know it yet. I could have died, and I haven't
my
caught up to
gosh.
that fact yet.
I can't breathe.
Don't touch your eyes.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's only gonna make it worse.
What do you mean?
Ooh, the lips. The lips are. Yeah. Who would I vote for?
Chicken.
I would probably vote for Lenny Belardo,
Who the frick is that?
fictional character from a TV series known as The Young Pope.
Oh, the American.
Yeah.
I think I would vote for.
I can't.
Whew, this is kind of hard in my head.
One of our
I would vote for
listeners,
Father Gorov.
Yeah, one of our listeners emailed me last night saying that she thinks that we should vote for Father Gorov for Pope.
I actually would. I think that's what I would do.
I don't know. I would rather be Pope and Father Gorov be my number 2 and just let him kind of like run the Vatican while I, travel about the world and, shake babies and kiss hands and.
Okay,
That's hot.
I don't feel good.
that's 10 questions.
You didn't let me answer.
Because
Who would you vote for?
Well, for Father Branson Hip.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
I think he'd be a good pope.
I'd want him to be the papal preacher.
He'd be
Yeah.
be a little long-winded, but
Father Gorov wouldn't be?
actually, Father Paul Moreau
No,
would be a great pope.
maybe. No.
He's such a good father figure. Oh, my brain really hurts. I think the church needs a good father right now.
Someone who's not a religious.
Yeah, we definitely need somebody who's not a religious. Right.
I think my
I'm good to
brain
go.
is leaking out my ears.
I'm done. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Can I have a new paper towel?
No. Okay.
Little lightheaded.
I feel very lightheaded.
I feel great. What's wrong with you guys?
Not as bad as last year.
No, not nearly as bad as last year. I'm like, where's the pain? When's it going to start? Hey, guys,
This has been fun.
this has been fun. Thanks for joining us on this adventure of our podcast, The Truth Unplugged. This is it for season 1.
Yep. Looking forward to
had a-
season 2.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thanks, guys. That was a lot of fun.
This is the freaking end.
Season 3 coming up. We might
Yeah.
do something different.
We
are doing something different.
Nicole's going on sabbatical, so we've got to quit our podcast for a little while. We decided to call it a seasonal thing, but it's really just Nicole going on sabbatical. So this is the end of season 1.
We're going to need a mop for
You
this
guys-
chair.
That chair looks gross.
Yeah.
How can you sit in that?
This is what happens like when you go to the gym and the person leaves the machine and doesn't wipe it down.
Well, hey.
That's it for this.
That's it for this
That's for
season,
this
guys.
episode, for
Thanks
this
for
season.
tuning in.
If you've got questions for next season,
Make sure to follow
send
and
them our
subscribe.
way via email.
Okay.
At podcast
Oh my gosh, you're the worst at
at
this.
stclaircc.org. Or, we'll answer them one day, which just won't be soon.
We're going to be back in June and July. So
July.
So keep looking out. Guys, follow and subscribe. Even though this is the last one, go ahead and click the subscribe button on that so that you know when we come back and when we start podcasting again. That's really important. If you like this at all, but you didn't subscribe yet, go ahead and subscribe so that when we start back up, you'll know. And like and follow.
Follow
The
us
Truth
at
Unplugged.
The Truth Unplugged.
If you guys have only been listening to the podcast, there's all sorts of other great content that we've got on our YouTube channel.
That's right.
So, if this is what brought you into listening to us, go and listen to some of our more kind of meaty stuff that we've got out there.
Yeah, it might be less fun, but it's better content. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's better content. It's more professional content.
Should we do it together?
Yeah.
You ready?
1, 2, 3. Oh, we made it. You didn't die, Nicole. It's okay.
You made all 10. You said you
Yeah, good
wouldn't.
for you.
I told you would. You got it.
I'm proud of you, Nicole.